The Israeli military has launched strikes on Lebanon, including the capital Beirut, after Hezbollah fired rockets at Israel. The Israeli military has told residents of about 50 towns and villages in Lebanon to evacuate, warning of attacks against Hezbollah. The warning, posted on social media, said, "For your safety, evacuate your homes immediately and move at least 1,000 meters away from your village
and it's
to
no
open
longer
areas."
a story happening somewhere else.
The posted listed localities.
Israel's relentless bombardment of Lebanon, the massive U.S.-Israel airstrikes on Iran, and the retaliatory rockets and drones across the Gulf. This is not a drill. This is the beginning of a conflict that could redefine the region forever. Ask yourself, how long before the fire spreads beyond these borders, and who really benefits while cities crumble and lives are lost? Israel struck Hezbollah hard, hitting Beirut and other strategic targets after the Tehran-backed Shiite movement fired rockets into Israel. Why now? Because Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed, and Hezbollah is retaliating for the pure blood of their leader. Have you ever wondered how much control non-state actors like Hezbollah have in driving a war? Drop your guess in the comments. Across Iran, the U.S. military widened its operations, destroying Revolutionary Guard Corps headquarters and key military targets in Tehran. Iranian missiles and drones flew across borders, striking Israel, the UAE, and Gulf states. Have you ever considered the scale of this coordination? Hundreds of miles, multiple countries, simultaneous strikes. It's military chess at its deadliest. Kuwait City saw black smoke rising from the U.S. Embassy as Iranian missiles struck the area. Doha, Dubai, and Manama all reported fresh explosions. Do you think Gulf states are safe, or is this just the beginning of a wider theater of war? Tell me what you think in the comments. Trump has declared that the United States and Israel can continue this level of attacks for 4 to 5 weeks with tremendous amounts of ammunition at their disposal, but Iran refuses to negotiate. Ali Larijani, head of Tehran's Supreme National Security Council, openly denounced U.S. actions, calling Trump's strategy delusional fantasies. Can you imagine what it's like to live in a city under the constant threat of drone strikes? Have you ever experienced fear like that? Share your thoughts. In Lebanon, civilians fled southern towns, packing roads with cars, mattresses tied to roofs, trying desperately to escape the violence. Hezbollah, previously weakened, is firing back. Do you think the civilian population can survive repeated cycles of attacks and retaliation? Comment your thoughts. In Israel, Iranian missiles killed at least 9 people in Beit Shemesh and injured more in Jerusalem. Iran calls Khamenei's killing a declaration of war against Muslims, pledging revenge against the perpetrators. Do you believe this conflict will escalate into a full-scale regional war? Tell me what you think. Trump and Netanyahu called on Iranians to rise against their own government, offering full immunity to security forces who lay down their arms. The U.S. is framing this as justice for terrorism, but thousands of civilians are already dead, and the Middle East is descending further into chaos. How much of this do you think is political theater? Drop your opinion below. Meanwhile, Iran appointed an interim leadership council, including Ayatollah Ali Reza Arafi and President Masoud Pezeshkian, while preparing for full-scale retaliation. The succession crisis within Tehran adds another layer of unpredictability to an already explosive situation. Could the next supreme leader escalate this war further? What do you think? Comment below. Economic and strategic choke points like the Strait of Hormuz are under attack, affecting oil prices and global markets. 3 ships were targeted. Iran declared the waterway closed, and the world felt the ripple. Have you checked how oil prices have surged recently? Are you surprised by the global impact? Let me know. The Red Crescent reported 201 dead in Iran, with hundreds injured. Among them, top military advisors Ali Shamkhani and General Mohammad Pakpour were killed. These losses cripple Iran's military leadership, but also ignite vengeance. How far do you think Iran will go to retaliate? Do you think they will strike inside Israel or beyond? Comment below. This war is no longer confined to borders. It's regional, it's complex, and it's unpredictable. Iran, Israel, the United States, Hezbollah, Gulf states, every player is engaged in simultaneous maneuvers. Cities are under threat, markets are unstable, and civilian populations are trapped. How would you respond if your city was suddenly on fire? Share your thoughts below. Trump promises to deliver the most punishing blow to the terrorists who have waged war against civilization. Yet critics ask, who decides what constitutes civilization and at what human cost? Thousands have already dead, millions live in fear, and no end in sight. Do you think war can ever be justified this way? Comment. Lebanese Prime Minister Nawaf Salam called Hezbollah's rocket fire irresponsible, yet Hezbollah insists it's retaliation for Khamenei's death. Who's right in this narrative? Who's the aggressor and who's defending honor? Drop your opinion in the comments. The escalation spreads to Pakistan, where protests erupted, 17 killed as crowds attempted to storm the U.S. consulate. Even countries not directly involved are feeling the chaos. How long until more nations are dragged into this conflict? Could this become a regional war engulfing the Middle East entirely? Tell me what you think. In the Gulf, Oman's Duqm port was struck, drones injured foreign workers, and multiple U.S. military vessels reported attacks. Iran claims success against the USS Abraham Lincoln, though the Pentagon disputes it. Can you imagine the scale of modern naval warfare, with drones, missiles, and electronic warfare all deployed at once? What's your take? Comment below. The U.S. military admits 3 service members were killed, 5 seriously wounded in Operation Epic Fury, and warns more casualties are likely. The message is clear. The United States and Israel will continue until their objectives are met. But for how long? How sustainable is this campaign? Could the Middle East survive 5 weeks, 5 months, or longer of such operations? Tell me your prediction below. This conflict is no longer about one country or one leader. It's a multi-front, multi-layered regional conflagration. From Tehran to Beirut, Dubai to Doha, Jerusalem to Karachi, the war is testing alliances, defenses, and the patience of the world. Who will blink first? Who will pay the ultimate price? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you think this is just another Middle East skirmish, think again. This is history in the making. Cities under fire, civilians fleeing, governments collapsing, and alliances shifting. The outcome is uncertain, but the consequences will define the region for decades. Are we on the brink of a new world order in the Middle East? Tell me your opinion. And here's a final question for you. If you had to choose, would you evacuate immediately or stay to defend your home? Let me know in the comments below, because make no mistake, the Middle East is no longer a distant conflict. It's here, and it's demanding attention.